In the annals of history, few transformations are as profound and impactful as that of Ashoka the Great, an emperor of the Mauryan dynasty in ancient India. His reign, which began around 268 BCE, is a tale of two distinct halves, one of a ruthless conqueror and the other of a benevolent ruler dedicated to peace. Initially, Ashoka was known as Ashoka, meaning Ashoka the Fierce, a name he earned through his aggressive military campaigns to expand his empire. He was a brilliant military strategist and a formidable warrior, driven by an insatiable ambition to bring the entire Indian subcontinent under his rule. His armies marched across the land, subjugating one kingdom after another, leaving a trail of conquest and consolidation in their wake. The Mauryan Empire, under his early rule, grew to an unprecedented size, stretching from the Himalayas in the north to the southern tip of India. However, the turning point in Ashoka's life and reign came with the brutal Kalinga War in 261 BCE. Kalinga, a prosperous kingdom on the east coast of India, was one of the few remaining territories that had resisted Mauryan domination. Ashoka, determined to complete his conquest, launched a massive invasion of Kalinga. The people of Kalinga, known for their fierce independence and martial spirit, fought back with great courage and valor. The ensuing battle was one of the bloodiest and most horrific in ancient Indian history. The Kalinga army was ultimately defeated, but the cost of victory was staggering. Over 100,000 soldiers were killed, and countless civilians perished in the conflict. The rivers ran red with blood, and the entire kingdom was laid to waste. After the battle, Ashoka toured the devastated city of Kalinga, and what he saw changed him forever. He witnessed firsthand the immense suffering and destruction his ambition had caused. The sight of wailing families, orphaned children, and the endless rows of the dead filled him with deep remorse and guilt. This experience triggered a profound spiritual and moral crisis in Ashoka. He realized the futility and hollowness of victory achieved through violence and bloodshed. In the aftermath of the Kalinga War, Ashoka embraced Buddhism, a religion that preached non-violence, compassion, and peace. He renounced warfare and vowed to conquer not by the sword, but by Dharma, the path of righteousness and moral duty. This marked the beginning of his transformation from Ashoka to Dhammashoka, meaning Ashoka the Pious. Ashoka's conversion was not merely a personal change. It became the guiding principle of his imperial policy. He replaced his policy of military expansion with a policy of cultural and spiritual propagation. He sent emissaries of peace and goodwill to other kingdoms, including those in Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and even Europe. These missions were not for conquest, but for spreading the message of Dharma and fostering friendly relations. Ashoka's reign became a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity for the Mauryan Empire. He implemented a series of reforms aimed at improving the welfare of his subjects. He built hospitals for both humans and animals, a revolutionary concept for his time. He planted trees along roads to provide shade for travelers and dug wells to ensure access to water for all. He promoted religious tolerance and encouraged his subjects to respect all faiths. His edicts, inscribed on rocks and pillars throughout his empire, are a testament to his new philosophy. These edicts, written in various languages, communicated his policies and moral teachings directly to the people. They spoke of the importance of non-violence, respect for elders, and kindness to all living beings. Ashoka's commitment to peace was so absolute that he even gave up hunting, a traditional royal pastime. He encouraged vegetarianism and discouraged the unnecessary slaughter of animals. His reign is often cited as a golden age of peace and enlightenment in Indian history. He transformed the Mauryan Empire from a war machine into a vehicle for promoting human welfare. His legacy is not just in the vastness of his empire, but in the moral and ethical principles he championed. He demonstrated that a ruler's true greatness lies not in the number of battles won, but in the number of lives improved. Ashoka's story is a powerful reminder that even the most hardened hearts can be changed by compassion and empathy. His choice of peace over war had a lasting impact on the world, influencing leaders and thinkers for centuries to come. He is remembered not as a conqueror who built an empire of land, but as a visionary who built an empire of peace. The early years of Ashoka's rule were marked by a relentless and often brutal expansion of the Mauryan Empire. He inherited a large empire from his father, Bindusara, and his grandfather, Chandragupta Maurya, but his ambition knew no bounds. His military campaigns were meticulously planned and executed with ruthless efficiency. He was a master of both strategy and tactics, and his armies were the most formidable in the land. The conquest of Kalinga was intended to be the final piece in his grand puzzle of a unified Indian subcontinent. The resistance of the Kalingan people was a testament to their love for their freedom and their homeland. The battle for Kalinga was not just a clash of armies, but a clash of wills. The aftermath of the war was a scene of unimaginable horror and devastation. Ashoka's walk through the ruins of Kalinga was a journey into the heart of his own darkness. He saw the faces of the dead and the dying, and in them he saw the reflection of his own ambition. The cries of the widows and orphans were a sound that would haunt him for the rest of his life. His conversion to Buddhism was not a sudden event, but a gradual process of spiritual awakening. He sought guidance from Buddhist monks, who taught him the principles of the Dharma. He learned that true power lies not in domination, but in service to others. His decision to renounce war was a radical and unprecedented move for a ruler of his time. He replaced the sound of war drums with the sound of the Dharma being preached. His emissaries of peace were not soldiers, but scholars, monks and diplomats. They traveled to the far corners of the known world, spreading a message of hope and reconciliation. Ashoka's reign became a beacon of light in a world often plagued by violence and conflict. His public works projects were designed to create a more just and equitable society. His hospitals were open to all, regardless of their social status or wealth. His concern for animal welfare was a reflection of his deep respect for all forms of life. His edicts were a form of public education, designed to instill moral values in his subjects. They were a constant reminder of the emperor's commitment to the path of righteousness. Ashoka's personal transformation was a source of inspiration for his people. He showed them that it is possible to choose a different path, a path of peace and compassion. His legacy is a challenge to all leaders to use their power for the betterment of humanity. His story is a timeless tale of redemption and the enduring power of peace. The Mauryan Empire, at its zenith under Ashoka, was a marvel of ancient engineering and administration. But the heart of the empire was not its wealth or its power, but its commitment to the well-being of its people. Ashoka's decision to build hospitals was a radical departure from the norms of his time. It was a tangible expression of his belief in the sanctity of all life. The tree-lined roads of the Mauryan Empire were more than just transportation routes. They were symbols of the emperor's care for his people. The wells that Ashoka had dug provided life-giving water to countless communities. His policy of religious tolerance was a cornerstone of his rule. He understood that a multi-religious society could only thrive on a foundation of mutual respect and understanding. The rock and pillar edicts were a brilliant innovation in public communication. They were a way for the emperor to speak directly to his people, without intermediaries. The edicts were written in the local languages of the people, so that everyone could understand them. Ashoka's renunciation of hunting was a powerful symbol of his commitment to nonviolence. He replaced the thrill of the hunt with the joy of protecting and nurturing life. His encouragement of vegetarianism was a reflection of his belief in the interconnectedness of all living beings. The golden age of Ashoka's reign was a time of great cultural and intellectual achievement. The empire was at peace, and the people were free to pursue their creative and spiritual aspirations. Ashoka's transformation of the Mauryan Empire was a testament to his vision and his leadership. He proved that it is possible to build a great empire not on the foundations of fear and violence, but on the foundations of love and compassion. His legacy is a reminder that the true measure of a ruler is not the size of their territory, but the size of their heart. His story continues to inspire people to work for a more peaceful and just world. Ashoka the Great, the emperor who chose peace over war, remains a towering figure in the history of humanity. The early Mauryan emperors had already established a vast and powerful empire, but Ashoka's ambition was to surpass them all. His early reign was a whirlwind of military activity, with his armies constantly on the move. He was a brilliant but ruthless commander who demanded absolute loyalty and obedience from his troops. The Kalinga campaign was the culmination of his expansionist policy, the final and most difficult conquest. The battle raged for days, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The victory was a hollow one, achieved at a terrible and unacceptable cost. His tour of the battlefield was a descent into a hell of his own making. The suffering he witnessed was a mirror that reflected the ugliness of his own soul. His remorse was not just a fleeting emotion, but a profound and life-altering experience. His embrace of Buddhism was a search for a new way of life, a path to redemption. He learned that the true path to happiness lies not in conquering others, but in conquering oneself. His renunciation of war was a declaration of a new kind of kingship, one based on moral authority rather than military might. His emissaries of peace were a testament to his belief in the power of dialogue and diplomacy. They were a force for good in the world, spreading a message of compassion and nonviolence. The peace and prosperity of Ashoka's reign were the fruits of his wise and compassionate policies. His public works projects were a testament to his commitment to social justice and the common good. His hospitals were a sanctuary for the sick and the suffering, a place of healing and hope. His concern for animals was a reflection of his deep ecological consciousness. His edicts were a form of mass media, a way to communicate his vision to a vast and diverse population. They were a source of guidance and inspiration for his people, a moral compass for the empire. Ashoka's personal example was a powerful force for change. He showed that a single individual can make a profound difference in the world. His legacy is a challenge to us all to be the change we want to see in the world. His story is a beacon of hope for a world still struggling with violence and conflict. Ashoka the Great, the emperor who turned his back on war and embraced the path of peace, will forever be remembered as one of the most enlightened rulers in history.